Let's go ahead and make these visible again. So right click on your front face, check visibility, right click on your firebox, check visibility. We're going to use this to create the door because this wouldn't be very good without one. So for making the door on here, we are going to again create a new part. I am going to call it door, and it's going into my firebox folders. That looks good. I'm going to use my front plate as a reference and make a 2D sketch using that front plate again. I have to project the geometry of this little lip right here. Okay, if you zoom in close, you can click on the surface and we'll get both sides of it, because we have to do a couple of things to this. With this door, I want a little bit of a gap to go around this. So I'm going to measure out 1/4 of an inch, 0.25, and that is going to be 1/8 inch thick metal. So you can make that 0.125. And this is actually going to have like a little seal that goes around here. So it's going to be 1/4 inch off of it. So it's going to be 1/4 inch inside of it. And hopefully you'll see what I mean in just a second. 0.25 in. And again with the offset, we'll make this 0.125. Okay, let's go ahead and extrude this. So I'm going to grab both of these. Alright. So like I said, we're going to extrude these, and they're going to be 3/4 of an inch, 0.75. So if we're looking at just the firebox, you can kind of see that faint red inside there. If I look at the front view, you can see it's going just around the lip of that. It's going to stick out past that, and we're going to make one more sketch on here so we can actually make this into a door. Okay, so all we have to do is that. We'll finish our sketch, extrude, and I'm going to pick both of these faces. We'll make this 1/4 inch thick. Or no, I'm not 1/4 inch, 0.125, 1/8 inch thick. Let's look at the corners so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm adding material onto this. So we had 2 squares. We welded those together, and now we're welding a plate on top of that. Okay, let's go return, and this isn't placed very well, is it? Let's make this not adaptive. So uncheck adaptivity. I don't really want to see the plane, so I'll uncheck visibility as well. And it has a flush constraint that kind of comes with the door, so let's delete that. So now we can just move the door however we want, and it's really just supposed to sit right on top of there. Let's just make this not adaptive at all. Again, those little red and blue arrows means it's referencing some other geometry, some other part, because we created this inside an assembly. So yeah, let's go ahead and mate this surface to the inside of this door. Apply. Let's cancel for just 1 second. It still thinks that there's something special about this. I'm not entirely sure what that might be. Also, looks like we have something that's going on way up here that no longer is. Not sure what that was all about. Let's try this one more time. Alright, so we have this. We should be able to mate that onto there. Let's see if we can go constrain, mate. I'll pick one of these faces. I want this to mate to the other face. Let's apply that. And boy, it does not like that at all. I have a feeling that some of these other things we made, because we took off too much of the adaptivity, it's getting a little funky. So let's undo a couple of steps here. Okay. Here's our door. Biggest issues with the flush constraint. Let's delete out the flush constraint. Let's drag this out a little bit. Let's put a new constraint back in there. A mate constraint with this surface to this surface. Apply. That worked out the way it was supposed to. All is right in the world. Okay, let's turn off the work plane, because that's kind of messy to see. It says it already is off. It's odd. Doesn't look like it's off. It's on the front plate. There we go. No more visibility. Alright, so something quick about the door. The main reason why we have this little gap in here, there's actually some fireproof rope that would go inside this little crevice. So when you go to push this on top of these, on top of the flange for the firebox, it'd make a nice tight seal, and it'd also be fireproof, it'd be heat proof. So that's all good. Let's return back. Yeah, well, let's do the rest on a different video. This one looks good.